I have to turn the overhead light on real quick. Today's vlog is also primarily to my brother. Okay, little brother, that is the form you have to fill out for your new CDIB card tribal ID. Monday, and I'll send you some photos of it via my cell phone, but I will bring it with me, with us, Linda and I. Hopefully Benjamin's changing oil on that pickup right now. Let me call him and find out. My former daughter-in-law's younger brother that I love greatly is here with his fiance, and so we're Benjamin may be entertaining them. I'll have to go out and see in person. Probably doesn't sound like he's answering his phone. I will be wearing this hat or one like it tomorrow, but I think rather than wearing overalls, I'm going to be wearing actual pants and I don't know. These are threadbare, these overalls are. They're the only clean ones other than another pair just like them in the floor, folded up in the floor next to my bed. And I have some fairly new ones. Maybe Aurora got them cleaned up. I'll find out when I get in the house later. But anyway, I'll bring that paperwork with me. And speaking of John Weddendorf's fiance's daughter, his fiance has a 17-year-old daughter, lovely young lady, and I just gave her a 3/4 size classical guitar. And she has an electric, she has an acoustic she's learning to play. So I thought that was a good thing. It felt good, felt right at the time. And I am guitar poor. I've got them all over the place, and I really see no harm at all in her having a classical guitar. 3/4 size, when I told him 3/4, I neglected to mention to him I wanted one with 3/4 of the frets. I wanted like a 17 fret guitar rather than 22, and so I'll find one and I'll get it myself. The last time I questioned about a bass guitar, he sent me one, and right now he and the boys in the band are in Los Angeles recording their next album, and then they're going back to Vegas, I think. I've got a friend, Craig Stark, I told to look him up and say hi. He's a missionary from my church. But anyway, I just had sushi for lunch, and Linda was out here. Oh, it's okay for you to have Chinese food, but not me, huh? And I offered to take her to Ada and feed her Chinese food, which is what we'll be doing in the morning before we head up to my sister's house. But I said, oh, that's okay. She's got a headache. Chris, I thought about taking and driving with a camera and showing you some of this stuff around here, but it'd be better. Here in a few weeks you're going to be living here, and it'd be better to load you in the van and you and I just go look at it and you can enjoy it in person. I want to touch base on something that this is for an adult audience, please. If you have kids, don't have them view this, little kids. I was in Walmart earlier helping Benjamin get him some groceries, and I was in there on one of those electric carts at the Walmart in Sulphur. There was a lady probably in her mid to late 40s, big hefty girl, gray hair, and she had a t-shirt on that said F cancer, and F being another profane word for intercourse. Absolutely no class, and I see the F-bomb all the time on people's shirts, or another word for starts with an S and ends with a T for feces, and I see that a lot. Now bear in mind, there are still public decency laws. Nobody enforces them though. That's the problem. Some little kid just learning to read sees that on the back of her shirt and asks mommy and daddy what it is. Kids are going to learn curse words anyway. But when you have something as profane as that or other things and it's on your shirt or on your vehicle or whatever, it's showing that you have no adult class. I'm just going to be blunt about it. It's like someone that constantly uses expletives when they're communicating with somebody. It's a demonstration that they're not able to think well. And it indicates a lower IQ. It actually does. You can believe that or not. I try not to use profanity. I actually do, and I get on to my adult sons for using it. Even though I can't take them out behind the woodshed and spank their bottoms, hopefully they've got enough respect for their mother that they don't use that kind of language in front of her. My youngest son does. I correct him. A lady should never hear coarse language. She shouldn't. And if you don't believe that, then evidently you weren't raised properly. I'm just going to put it that way. Rush Limbaugh, which many of you watching this probably didn't like that much. I didn't like him that much, but he was an intellectual, and he knew a lot. And one of the things he used to portend to the public, and he was right, is people judge you by the words you use. Words are a powerful thing. If you're writing a thesis for a degree and it's not properly structured, it's got improper grammar, improper verb usage, improper noun usage, improper adjective usage, and if you don't know what any of those words mean, that means you're ill-educated. And if you're ill-educated, it shows up when you write something. You need to concentrate on being able to speak eloquently. I don't. I use lazy speech, but it depends on the situation. If I'm in court, I'm eloquent as all get out. And in court, I'm Dr. Tucklow or Dr. Sewell, not Cliff or not Tucklow. If it's someone I'm dealing with that's from the underbelly of society, I speak to them on their level, because I will elicit more information doing it that way than coming off as a highfalutin snob. But there are reasons to use proper language, and you should always really, in actual life, in real life, use proper language. Don't walk around with profanity all over your body. I've even seen women that had the F-bomb tattooed on their body, on their legs, usually on their inner thigh. You can read into that what you want to, and I see mothers that have 14 and 15-year-old daughters that have tattoos on them. Let me put this into perspective for you. Until they're 21 years old, I really believe that is child abuse. Until they're legally an adult, to where they are legally old enough to go buy alcohol. Excuse me, I hate using that as an example. But that's the yardstick, 21 years of age. If you let your child get piercings all over the place, through the septum, have rings on their nose, have rings all up their ears, have tongue studs, have tattoos on their neck, their face, their arms, all over the place. If you're a parent, especially a mother, and you're doing that and you allow that, literally you are abusing your child. And there are those that are going to take exception to what I just said. And I'm not even doing it from a biblical aspect. I'm just doing it from a practical aspect. And I'm probably going to catch a lot of heat for this, but that is exactly how I view it. What happens when you do not properly raise your child, especially your daughters, and it's equally for sons, I guess. When they get up older, suddenly they're having children out of wedlock. They're having their children taken from them because they do know better, but they've never had any rigid enforcement of moral principles. And I've seen this several times in my chosen profession, and it's heartbreaking. If it were 30 years ago and I saw that lady in there, I'd have arrested her right then on the spot. You can believe that or not. But or I'd have called somebody whose jurisdiction it was. I used to work with a guy named David Shores way back in the day. He later became the police chief, first the assistant or deputy chief of police in Sulphur, then the chief of police. And if he were still there, I would have called him today and had him come pick that woman up. She was making a statement. She was a cancer survivor or knew someone that was. And that was a real strong message. But let me explain something. You don't have to be profane. And also, when you're profane like that, that is not inviting God to help you. And I found that most people that do this vulgar stuff in public, they really don't. They might believe in God, but they don't adhere to God, and they don't love God, and they don't understand He's real, and they don't read their scripture. And you can only blame your parents for your problems for so long, and you get to a certain point, it is your responsibility and your problem. And you really and truly, you need to own your mistakes and also own your good things too. Don't go around beating your chest saying, look what I did. But a good way to approach that is when you're in prayer, is tell your Father in heaven you're thankful for your blessings and you're thankful for your talents and your abilities. That young girl appreciated the guitar. I told her it was from a rock star named Nuno. And she didn't know who he was, and that's fine. But she was appreciative, and I gave her a little pitch pipe to tune it with. But and it's not like I can play all these guitars in here. When I've got a glove on, I can't press the hand enough to make a fist, actually. It's like when I pick this cup up, my fingers are extended. They're not clenching it. And like I told my brother Christopher, I had an orthopedic surgeon tell me until I have surgery on that left hand, it's not getting better. It's going to get to about that point right there. I can do an O, and that's the extent of it with the glove on. With the glove off, yes, I can make a fist, but it takes no effort to do that. Now, what else is going on with the fat boy here on the farm today? Well, I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to well, I need to fold that form up and put it in an envelope, put it in Linda's pickup before I forget it in the morning. I'm going to do the vlog, upload it, and then I've got to go see some folks about some business. Then I need to come home and did I take? Yeah, I took a shower this morning. I'll take one this evening. I have a lot of things I need to do, actually, and somehow I need to get them done. Well, I've rambled on long enough. I want you all to know this crippled old man loves you with his whole heart, and I do. And I want you to thank God for your blessings, because you are blessed. And like the sign up there says over my left shoulder, you need to be kind. Being kind can be developed into an art form. It really can. Love y'all. God bless you, and bye.